I'm Edie Lush with Hub Culture, really pleased to be the media partner for the Transition Monaco Forum, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here with the inspiration behind this whole event. Richard Attias, thanks for coming along.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me, what was the inspiration? What's the reason for having this event?
The main reason is to build a call to action. For the past few years, so many global conferences were happening about the climate change issue. I have in mind, we all have in mind the UN conference, the COP20, COP21, COP22, which was even a few years ago in Morocco. We have in mind the One Planet Summit, which was launched by President Macron a few months ago in Paris, putting together more than 54 world leaders. But at the end of the day, what is missing? The private sector and commitments. So what we are trying to achieve here with Lionel Lemot is to build a platform which will be focused on content and action and commitment. So Transition Monaco Forum reminds me what we were trying to achieve years ago with the Clinton Global Initiative. A platform with commitment, where people will not just come to attend conferences and talks and to be part of a community, but to really commit on action and deliverables. This is what we are trying to achieve. We need, between these two world leaders conferences, a platform which is happening in the middle of the year to be also a follow-up of commitments. Because at the end of the day, what is important are the KPIs. You know, we need to see where things are progressing, how things are progressing, and we need to have a diversity of, I would say, members of our society to commit, from not only the industrial or the manufacturing industries, but also people coming from the service or even from my own industry. Because when you produce conferences, by definition, unfortunately, you are not always sustainable. So we have to commit also, and there is a lot of room to improve.
So tell me what you're doing in this conference to be carbon neutral, to be making the being environmentally aware.
It's a challenge, you know, when you organize conferences, because each, I would say, host, each organizer wants to create its own identity. So it's quite difficult to build decor which will be used again and again, you know. So this is why what we're trying to do, number one, is to work with a maximum of local vendors to avoid to have too many people traveling or transporting equipments. Number two, we are trying to use recyclable materials for the badges, for even the materials that you are using for our decor, our staging. We are using very high new technology for our AV equipment to be sure that they are not producing too much energy, they are not consuming too much power. So these are all the things we are trying to improve, but also for the catering. We are working with
Which
catering.
is delicious, by the way.
Thank you. We are working with catering companies who have a real sustainable plan
Outlook.
and absolutely to know how they will recycle the food which will not be consumed.
I'll eat all of the coconut cookies, by the way. That's fine.
Really, it's fine. Okay, so I'm sure that we will not have a lot to recycle. But definitely we are also using some, I would say, even local equipments which really could be used again and again and again. And when we have to absolutely build specific decor or to buy some specific equipment for the purpose of our event, we are trying to find local associations, NGOs, to who we can give a donation, and they can use that for their activities of their members. You know, so many associations in the cultural area are very happy when they use decor which were built for events and for their own purpose. It is very helpful. So we can definitely build a process of win-win based on this, I would say, sustainability policy.
And finally, why Monaco? Why have you decided to do it here?
Monaco, I think the DNA of Monaco is absolutely connected to sustainability, fighting against climate change factors, and protection of the environment. This is part of the tradition and the DNA, as I said, of the Grimaldi family. Prince Albert II of Monaco, for years, is a pioneer in this area, definitely. through his personal commitment, through his personal foundation. So I think it's an amazing destination with, as I said, a lot of credibility, a lot of legitimacy to host a conference talking about transition, about energetic transition, for sure.
Richard, we're so delighted to be your media partner here.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for being with us.
Absolutely.
We are also delighted to have you on board.
Thank
really.
you very much.
Thank you.
And I'm Edie Lush.